Again, continuing work on the survival horror game. Last week we started to texture a bunch of different assets for this first floor corridor, which was part of like a job centre. Off stream, I did a little bit more texturing, a bit more sculpting. I made the rest of the sink unit. I've started to try and texture some of the doors. I made a couple of different doors, a few different handles, and today we are going to finish texturing the sink area. I'm going to try and texture the walls and the floor, and I'm also going to try and use the new sticker update. So I'm still going to use the spray paint to texture the walls and the floor, but I'm going to experiment and see if I can add a few little details here and there with the sticker mode. I think it might actually help add a little bit more detail. So I'll just experiment with that, we'll see what happens. I tried to use the sticker mode on the door at first, and it did look good. You can create some really nice wood textures with the stickers, but I wasn't a huge fan, so I went back and I actually just spray painted the door myself, and it looked pretty good, to be honest. So I don't think the sticker mode is something I'm going to use for certain objects. It actually worked out quite well for snow. I'll show you guys what my outdoor scenes looked like, and they've been updated with the new stickers to add snow. Hey, hello, Bovoreta H Crinkly, nice to see you. How are those big beautiful lips doing? Those big luscious red lips. Hope everything's good and crinkly with you. I'm just going to do a few bits of updating here, wait a few minutes, and then I'll go in and show some of the progress that I've managed to do over the past few days. But I'm hoping to get this scene done today, because there's not that many things I need to texture. I just need to get like a frame for the doors. I need to texture the walls and the floor, but I'm not going to create like any wooden planks or anything. I'm just going to create like a plain floor, see if I can just mess around with the stickers, try and create something good there, and hopefully I can get this scene all fully textured today, and then we might go in here to the storage room. I've created a few other items, like a file cabinet, some files, and that's nearly done. I just need to create like a computer and another shelf unit. So let me put the game in there. So we're playing Dreams. Everything's updated, perfect. And then I'll just put a tweet out here saying that we're live. So that should be all good. Right, let's do it. Let's tweet that out. And let's get started. So I'll just bring up the chat. Let's do it. Let's do it. My throat nearly went there. Okay. So I guess before we go into this scene, I'll show one of the old scenes. So as you can see, when you add stickers, they don't actually appear on the saved thumbnail. I don't know why, but they just don't. Some flex, they just don't appear. But you'll see when I go into this scene, I've added a lot of snow. So here you can see here, this was basically that thumbnail you saw a minute ago. Now I'll just take off the floor just so it's a bit easier to see, and then you can see that it actually looks pretty cool. Because before I added this, let me see if I take it off, right, this is it here. This is what the scene used to look like. So I was looking at this scene and I was like, right, how can I improve this road? You know, I'm not too happy with, like, I did texture this, this manhole, and you can see it's been textured, but it just never looked, I mean, it looks alright, it doesn't look too bad, but I feel like with the snow, it adds a lot of depth, and even just the manhole, it's got that nice little layer of frost over the top. And what I like is that even though it's one sticker, I'm going to update it because as you can see the character gets like snow on his brain, so I'm going to have to group things. I'm going to have to do like a sticker for the road and the pavement, maybe one of each if I want to change the detail on each, and then put like one on each of the cars and the roof of the bus and everything, so it doesn't overlap with the character. But I think it looks a lot better. See things like this. This is the Cyber Spy promo, and you can't see it because of the snow, so I need to take it all off. But just for placing down in the sticker, it's already doing a lot of really good things, which I'm really happy with, you know. So there'll be a few little details that I'll need to update. I might even sculpt some chunkier bits of snow and just put those like at certain points, you know. I might even try and experiment with like tire tracks, maybe some footprints, just to give a bit more life to the scene. So I'm going to experiment with this. Same with the alleyway scene. I'll need to go back and put on a lot of the snow stickers and just see what I can come up with, really. And I think it'll make the scene look even better. So that's something I'll work on later. Right now I just want to focus on finishing off the texturing for this hallway. So all I did off stream was about the handles. So I've got a, let's call it a regular handle, and I've got like a circular one here as well for the other door, just to give it a bit of a difference, because I wanted the outside door to look different from some of the indoor ones. So I just textured it like this. I just used like different shades of brown just to give it like a wood kind of feel, and then I just went in and I made it more reddish. And the cool thing is you can keep the texture, like it doesn't need to be all brown, like as long as it's got like light and dark strokes, change the colour and already you've got something that looks a bit different. So I've got my, just going to return that to default. So I don't think I'm going to use this though. This was just the one I originally textured, and then I just made it more red, mahogany kind of colour. And I got like a plain one as well, which is basically the same texture door. So it's white, but it still has some little textures. And to save thermal and to save retexturing, you can just change the colour and fade it out a little bit so that it still looks a bit different. And I just made a really quick golden sign for the records. I don't know if I'm going to keep the gold or if I'm going to you know, make it more white like that. I don't know, because it's not like a fancy kind of thing, you know, like, oh, the records room has to be super golden, you know. Like I can even up it doesn't make it like more golden, it actually makes it less, but it makes it a bit more shiny, I guess. But yeah, there's options. I can either keep it gold or I can go white. I don't even need to make it like a shiny thing. I can even just you know, I could just make it more like a plain wooden kind of thing, but I was just playing around. I thought, oh, it'll be kind of cool. Maybe it makes it a bit different from the other doors. So this door, on the other side of this door, when you're in the other scene, I'm going to have a sign here that says staff only. So this is the back area for just the staff. So I'll need to update, I guess, this door. Put it on the back so that when we're in the other scene, I can just use the same door. Just flip it around. So for everything else is kind of textured already. I think it was just this shelf we never finished texturing, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to use it just yet. So I textured this little thing. It's like a little mini fridge. I made it so that you can open it. I'm not sure if I'm going to open it yet, but it's possible. And if I do, I can always put in like some detail in here, just to put in like some trays for objects to sit on maybe. But we'll see. And then I need to put like a cable and put a plug into the wall. But I'm going to wait to see where I leave everything, because I think if you design a cable, you kind of need to know where the object is going to be first before I can design the cable. Because I mean, you could probably make a physical cable that you could like just pick up and just let it, you know, fall on its own, but I think I'm just going to model one more static once it's done. So I finished off the cabinets. They all open, so now you can see the sink actually drops down. Here you can see it's actually got some depth. Same with the drawers. I'll need to you know, fix this part obviously, but I don't know which drawers are going to be open and what ones are going to be closed. Like I could even just like open this. Maybe this has like the knives in it or something, you know. So I may have to create some more cutlery or something, just to throw something in the drawers when it comes to it. And a little table here, just so they can fix up their tea or their coffee or whatever. So I'll put all the stuff on around the table and stuff. And here's some of the examples of the new text sticker. World's best crinkle. This one's an updated one. It's even got a poop emoji waiting for you when you finish your coffee. How lovely. That was the old one I did before we had the update. I just spray painted it on. So I'm going to texture the walls and the floor today. I don't know what they're going to look like, so let's just see how it goes. So I think I'll just start by texturing this sink kind of part here. I'll try to think about what colours would I use, but I think I'm going to make it like very plain white. You know, it's like those back rooms of an office where it's like they're not trying to look good, you know, they're just trying to get like cheap things. They don't care about the employees, right? Same with this, it's like a really cheap kind of plasticky table. Not so good. I think the most expensive thing was this mini fridge that they got. That was it. Let me move my mouse here. It was sitting on top of the cross button. We don't want that. So I'll start texturing this. Let me just see here, because I think I had to update. Was it this thing? It's because I duplicated the sink because I was too lazy to make all this again. So I can probably just fix that. Let me see if it's better just to fine tune it with the grid, maybe. Right, I don't know how good that's going to be. Let's see. Right, so what I'll do is I'll bring it down a bit more. Right, so then you don't see the top part. I was contemplating, I wasn't sure if I was going to do another one like on each side, or if I was just going to keep this more clear, you know. So let's see, I'll just start filling in the blanks here. I'm just going to put the studio lighting on for now. Makes everything brighter. I remember on Little Big Planet, it used to have like a really bright background, and someone said to me, hey, by the way, see if you just change the background to black, it actually helps your eyes, because it's not so blinding all the time. But I mean, I could do that in Dreams as well. I could bring out a gadget and make the sky all black so that it's not so bright on the eyes, but as long as it doesn't bother you guys, I'm okay. So I separated these, so I could just like texture this one, duplicate it. Saves me doing it twice. Same with the drawers. Just do one, duplicate it. This is just the side panel. So I'll texture this bottom part first. I could have merged these, but it's just the way that it turned out. Cause see how it's got like a little crease here? If I delete this and then bring this part down, it just means I would lose that little crease, you know? And I kinda wanted to keep it. So that's why I'm just gonna do it as its own thing, really. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to make it like a lot whiter, maybe. Let's see how the whole thing looks once I get everything the way I want it. I suppose I could make the handle the same colour as well. I just don't want to make things too clean, but I think it'll be good when it's a bit whiter, and then I'll just, you know, dirty up all the textures. Okay. But I might even just make like the handles black, maybe. Maybe like this. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to make a big contrast between the two. So I'll start with this part. I'll just try and texture it a bit more. I'll make it a bit darker, and then I'll, you know, sometimes you see the wood is kind of been chipped a little bit, like the paints came off, so I'll make it so you can see some of the natural wood underneath, you know. So I won't go too crazy, because I want to try and get this entire scene more or less done today, so we can make a start on the hold on. Right, so we can make a start on the records room. So I feel like once I get most of the objects I need for the records room, the bathroom, the waiting room, I can duplicate a lot of that stuff for the upstairs parts, because they're going to use a lot of the same stuff, like the cleaning stuff, the computer stuff, the tables, the chairs. So then it's really just texturing some new walls and flooring when we go up to the upstairs part, and then just kind of rearrange a few things. So I think the upstairs part will be a bit easier to do. Right. For me it looks a bit too worn out. We try and don't know if this grey is going to work much, maybe a bit too much. Go back over a wee bit, because I think I went a bit too heavy on it. Kind of shades it a bit, like even if it's not, you're not really erasing it, it's just kind of blending it in a bit more with the white, you know. Let's see if I can. Let me see the whole thing first. Right, I'll see if I can use some browns. Let me see. Let me see what it looks like first. Let's try experiment a bit. So that just looks like the black. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get the effect that I was going for. Let's just decolor it a bit then. Okay. So it's already looking a bit dirtier. Then we'll do the sides. Okay. I won't use the darker one like I did last time. I'll try and keep it a bit lighter. So I hope all your projects are going well. Has anyone else started to use the new sticker mode to get anything interesting? I've been on Twitter a lot, and I've been seeing like a lot of crazy stuff people have been coming up with. It's good for tips as well, because you can get inspired and do a few things that you can see from there. Because when the update came out, I thought it was just going to be like, I was only going to use it for like wrapping text around things, but it's been pretty good for texturing and for lighting, and some effects like water and stuff. It's been pretty good. Plus it has like a really low thermal, so you like you can save on spotlights, you can save on a lot of sculpt detail. You can reduce the detail a lot and then just put a sticker on top. Would you consider this the best Dreams update, LBA? I think so. Because when they added the luminoids or whatever it is, that was good, but I think Texturing was something I always had a problem with. Now I'm getting better at it with spray painting. However, I still think I'll use the sticker mode once I find a lot of better uses for it. So, like the snow, it looked great. If I was going to texture that, I'd probably have to create my own snow and then spray paint snow on top, and you know what it's like when you spray paint stuff, it's permanent, you know, whereas when you put a sticker over it, you can edit the sticker and it's so much more friendly to use. Plus there's bound to be a lot of people that can't really texture, or they don't like texturing, so this will at least help them as well. I've been using sticker mode non-stop, didn't realise how much I actually needed it. Yeah, like I said, I tried to use it on the door, but I didn't like it too much for what I was going for. I preferred the spray paint method, but I haven't tried mixing the spray paint with the texturing, with the sticker textures. Maybe I can create like a blend or something. I can actually do small little text gags in Cyberspy now on mugs, posters, etc. Yeah, it's good for your advertisements, for your signs and stuff. It's like you can, when you made that supermarket, you can probably go back and do all the packaging again and actually put things wrapped around it, you know, like some spaghetti pasta, you know, cyber pasta. Hey Spikefoot, welcome back, nice to see you again. We're just texturing the last few things that I'm making for this hallway, then we're going to do the walls and the floors and get this scene looking a bit sharper. The music instrument overhaul update was pretty big, to be honest. Gave instruments a much more natural feel. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a musician, so for me it was an update that probably flew by me, to be honest. Like, I can appreciate the orchestral stuff. I think that will come in handy. Just not something I use, you know. I don't really know how to use that kind of stuff. But it's good to see that they're updating with a few nice additions to the create mode. Whether it's groundbreaking or not, that's up to you to decide. Depends what kind of stuff you make. You know, I'm still hoping for multiplayer, obviously, in a PS5 version. But after that, I mean, I'm pretty happy. Intra Attack Out, I think it was Intra Attack Out, he made the point that when you use the sticker mode, you're essentially putting textures on top of sculpts, right? So right now we're just using fleck types, but maybe in the future we can use like Little Big Planet style textures. You just need to select the texture in the options, and boom, you've got sticker textures. So I think that'll be a game changer. You know, like, you can still texture this way, like putting dirt and stuff on it and little smudges, but if you could wrap like a proper wood texture on a door, or like a proper marble flooring or something, you know, like just like that, it would probably help a lot of people. Oh yeah, didn't think of the instrument update. That was a great update. Yeah, the new orchestral instruments sound so much natural than the old ones, more synthesized. Yeah, I'm sure people will no doubt create some wacky stuff with this new sticker update. Shame it wasn't there from the start, though, when Dreams was at its height. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that they could have capitalised on. Like, these updates aren't going to bring people back, they're going to just make existing users happy, but they need to get some of those big updates out so they can get some more buzz around Dreams. Said it before, but would love a native PS5 version of some form. Yeah, I think once the VR2 comes out, then they'll probably consider a PS5 update, because you need the PS5 for the VR2, and that way they can add some more features to the PS5. But the problem is always going to be, if you make something on PS5 with better hardware, the PS4 version is going to suffer. So unless they find a way to adjust, like a PC where you can adjust the power of the graphics and stuff, if they can make it more dynamic, then it would be good. But that's just graphics. If I start putting like tons of enemies and fluoro stuff everywhere and the frame rate goes down, I don't know what they're going to do. But an ideal world, PS5 version, multiplayer, then the game is complete for me anyway. Multiplayer would no doubt make waves though. Yeah, apparently they're trying to make Dreams into like a live service, which I don't know how I feel about that, but I suppose if it's done right, then it could be good. Could be good. Right, let me texture this one last bit. So I mean, I'm happy with Dreams. Technically I can make this game, I can make other games. It's just some things are more tedious to do. Like, if I want to make a facial rig for a character to speak, you have to make all that yourself, like from scratch. It's not like Little Big Planet where you can just throw things down and, Sackboy would move his mouth automatically. There was like a bunch of animations you could choose from. So, I'm there. So it wasn't just the problem with Dreams is everything's just done from scratch, like everything's from scratch. So it loses a lot of accessibility. Like if I could get a puppet that had a basic face, like just so that the mouth would move and the eyes would blink and there's a proper structure, it's not just a flat puppet face, it's actually got like all the proportions and stuff. And then if you want to edit the graphics, okay, but at least you could have a mouth that would move to the audio and it would blink and the eyebrows would move, and it would help a lot. Not just for people that don't really know how to do it, but people that just don't want to spend tons of time making facial rigs. Like, I'm dreading it. That's what I need to do for this game, so I need to learn how to do it and do it kind of well. Because I'm going to have a few cutscenes in this game, so I can't have the characters being like really wooden looking, It's accessible up to a certain point. The rigging of the face can get complicated. Yeah, it's shockingly complicated. Because you need to create like every piece, like the cheek and everything, like so that it doesn't look like you can't see like all the lines and stuff, You don't want to look like a puppet. You want to look like a real person, But who knows if they'll do it. I hope they do. Because there's a lot of stuff in Little Big Planet that's, for me, is quite standard. So I would expect to see it in Dreams. At the very least, Like, in Dreams, you can't even do a crossfade with the camera. You can only crossfade if you move from one scene to the other. Whereas Little Big Planet, there's a crossfade. And in Little Big Planet as well, there's a camera toggle option where it's like you can choose local space or not. So if you attach a camera to a cube and you turn the cube the camera would also rotate, but if you turned that off, it would, no matter what happened, the camera would stay static. But in Dreams, it doesn't have that option. If you want to make a static camera, even though everything's moving, you'd have to create your own camera rig. You know, it's not so difficult to do, but it's the principle, you know, that we need to make everything. Okay, well, that's a stupid unit done. Just do these handles now, I think. Let's not make it too crazy. I swear it's probably easier to do a facial rig in Unreal Engine. It is, I can promise you that, because I've worked with Blender and I can't remember what the other one was called I used. But basically when you rig a face, the mesh moves. You can move it around, so you can keyframe it. So if you want someone to smile or frown or something, you can keyframe the mesh. But in Dreams, you can't manipulate the mesh like the sculpt. The sculpt is always static. You can't do anything. I think all you can do is animate like the sizes and stuff. But when it comes to like stretching like the one thing, it doesn't let you do it. That's why you need to build all the individual pieces of the face so that you can move them all, you know. It's very stop motion. I don't know. So I was speaking to my wife and she was saying like how bad Dreams is, and I was trying to defend it. I'm like, alright, it's not as accessible as it could be, but it's still powerful, it's still good. But she's speaking from someone who doesn't create like me, like she doesn't get into all the advanced stuff, so she's like, Little Big Planet, much more accessible. Dreams is just for almost professionals, you know, because it's like we have to learn how to get really good at the tools. It's not like Little Big Planet where you can use existing tools to get the job done, you know. Yeah, the mesh stretches with the rig. They need to implement some form of stretching in Dreams. I'm sure somebody asked them about it and they said it's impossible because of the way the Dreams engine works. They can't do it, otherwise it will break, or they need to do something from scratch, you know. Hey Alberto, welcome to the stream. I think the design of the whole engine is simplified to make it not overwhelming, and I'm all for that decision. Yeah, I mean, it's got its pros and cons, and it definitely helps the way that it does simplify things. And you know, you've got like everything's here for you. You can sculpt, you can paint, you can change the coat and the styles, you can make effects, you know, you can keyframe. You do have, you know, some templates that you can use, and obviously the community's got tons of stuff as well. But a lot of the stuff, even though it is more accessible when you compare to like Unreal and Unity, it's, if you compare it to something more casual like Little Big Planet or Minecraft or whatever, you need to put more work into Dreams, you know. It's like, I've been working on this game for a few years now, and it's like the amount of work you need to put in, it's like you need to really love what you do, you know. Like, you need to really enjoy building games purely as a hobby. I'm just going to copy this one over. I worked doing video stuff but never got into sound because it was scary until I tried the sound module of Dreams, and I love it. That's the one thing I never really got into with Dreams, is all the sound and music stuff. I'll need to get into that sort of stuff because I've only just started like sculpting and texturing, so once I've got that down I'm going to do characters and then maybe I'll check out the music stuff because I'm not much of a musician or a sound designer, so I don't know how well it would go, you know. But it would be good if I could learn like everything from Dreams, even just a little bit. Okay, there we go. I don't know if I'm going to texture all of them, like with the little bits of brown in them, but I'll leave it like this for now. So we'll do the sink, make it super shiny. You can get some really crazy stuff in the music side of things, great for horror, ambient sound effects. There's another thing I've not experimented with, sound effects. Like, not just recording them, but like creating them from scratch in Dreams would be quite a creative challenge, I think. Right, so that's going to be more shiny, right? Because it's going to be more metallic. Don't know how shiny I'm going to make it though. It would be pretty shiny, right? Just do I overdo it so it's like too UFO, you know? Don't know, it all depends on the lighting, I suppose. Yeah, I think I'll kind of leave it like that for now. I don't think there's much point in me doing much texturing with it because it is pretty shiny, it's pretty clean. Are you completely recreating the scenes you previously did? Yes. I'm texturing everything, I'm sculpting everything from scratch. Hopefully you approve. I just I like community assets, but I feel like they limit you a little bit. Because I felt like I was trying to come up with ideas, like, actually looks okay when the shininess isn't too bad. When I use community assets, it's like if I'm looking for something, I either find it or I don't. If I don't find it, then I'm screwed. If I do find it, then it's like I might not find exactly what I'm looking for, or the texturing was more cartoony, or the design was more basic, and I didn't know how to edit it, so I just decided to make everything from scratch, like actually learn how to make my own stuff, and then that way I never had to worry, because I always knew I could just make my own stuff, and that was good, you know. Yeah, I make everything like super shiny, except from that part, because that was too much. I'll try and like spray paint it a little bit, but just a tiny bit. Hey Arnon, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Don't trust numbers. I was trying to type, but my device messed up. I was going to say, found some real easy to follow tutorials, really good ones. 3 for cloth and 1 for face rigs. I also found a bunch more as well. Yeah, I mean, if I can find the face rig one, that would be really handy. I just hope it's not too complicated because I'm going to cry, I think. It was just over the weekend there, actually. I'll make a playlist on YouTube for them. Yeah, that'll be good. Is it by all different people? Yeah, I think that'll be good. I get worried because I know how time consuming it's going to be, but in saying that, I picked up making sculpts and texturing, so you know, I guess I could get into the face rigging stuff. Maybe it won't be so bad, you know, once you get the hang of it. But that's the thing, you have to really work at it if you want to get good, you know. Right, I'll just texture it like that. That'll do. Just get this one. It's harder to texture metallic stuff if it's shiny, because you don't really get to see it so well, you know. Especially my camera angles are going to be further back, so you're not really going to see this detail. This is just for my own validation. And you never know, I might reuse these assets in another project, so I guess it's good to do all I can now before I need to redo them. Definitely more rewarding using your own assets, but damn it, is it time consuming? It is. But it's like, I don't know, like say, let me see what I can find. If I was to get like a mini fridge, right? Okay, mini fridge. So you get this, and I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, alright, looks okay. You know what I mean? Like, that one looks good. That one looks like a good detail there. So I mean, you could use a lot of stuff, but some people's stuff is really unoptimized. So the thermal isn't that good, or maybe I just don't like the shape of stuff or the texturing of stuff. And you can see here, mini fridge, there's not that many, so. But that's just one example. I wanted to hone my skills mostly because, like, especially with walls, flooring is okay, but like walls and stuff, it's hard to find a lot of good textured walls. I find like it's very limited, and I wanted to be able to know how to do it all myself, you know, and make grittier kind of stuff, because I don't think a lot of people make gritty textures, you know. I've done 2 or 3 paid commissions using Dreams instead of Blender or Cinema 4D, and it's quite faster to work with. Oh, that's pretty cool. What kind of contracts was it? Like, did you work for like a movie kind of thing? Or was it more for art commissions? Because yeah, it would be a lot faster to use Dreams. Just about finding the right way to do it, you know. Right, this one isn't quite shiny. That's why you can see more of the paint. No, some 15-second ads for a snacks online store. See, that's quite cool, just like doing little animations and stuff. Because you can just render out the video, I guess, and if you need to do anything to touch it up on the PC, you can. But this is why I need to get good at actually making my own stuff, because if I was to do ads, I can't use community assets to do that. You know what I mean? I'd need to make my own stuff, you know, and they might turn around and say to me, oh, can you make this? Can you make that? And I'll be like, maybe. So I need to just keep making stuff and get better, so then if I ever do stuff like that in the future, it won't be so daunting. If Unreal Engine 5 had a native PS5 app, would you make the switch? A native PS5 app? What do you mean by that? Like if I could just import my game onto the PS5, like a simple export? I mean, I don't know how to program, that's my problem. I know you can use the blueprints, but also my laptop isn't like the most powerful thing ever, so if I wanted to make a realistic looking game, it just isn't going to happen. I'm going to have to make 2D pixelated stuff or something until I got a better setup. That's why, at least for now, Dreams helps me, because I can make decent graphic stuff without the performance issues. The share button is amazing. Then download to USB. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of options we can use now for creating media. Like, you don't even need to use Photoshop and stuff. Like, you could make images in this, right? You know, painted stuff. You can change the color and stuff. I mean, it's not as in depth, but you know, if you use like the gradient stuff, you can do some basic photo editing and stuff, you know. Plus, no doubt the PlayStation has like the share factory, and you can probably do more stuff on that as well. No render times waiting. Yeah, especially on PS5, if you use the share factory, I was rendering videos out in like 2 minutes, whereas my laptop was like an hour to do the same thing. And I could use the voiceover with the sound uploader. Yeah, that's good. I bought a cable for that before they added the feature on the website. Still sucks that they reduced the record limit, but I think they increased it to like, was it 30 seconds now instead of 15? But it used to be like 3 minutes, and they totally ruined it. Well, other people ruined it, I should say. Wait, what am I doing? Now, if Unreal Engine 5 was a program on the PS5 like Dreams is, with the features it has on the PC, if it actually, you could actually develop on the PS5, oof. I think I would, to be honest, because if it had the ease of use of Dreams on the PlayStation, I could use a controller or even just plug a keyboard and a mouse. That would save me buying a really powerful PC, you know. I could just use the PS5 and put the games up on the store. That would be amazing. It's just that right now, like, I could learn the PC stuff, you know, to make a game and sell the games, but like I said, I can't make like these 3D games on my current hardware, so. But yeah, if it was in the PS5, that would be really good. The PS5 has pretty decent power. I'm sure it could run Unreal Engine 5. Probably never see it though, unfortunately. Yeah, they'd probably need to do a lot of work on it, wouldn't they? Right, what's that? What colour's this mini fridge going to be? Well, I'll just make it white. I could make it black, but don't want to make it too dark in the scene, you know, then you're like, what is that? I can't see what that is, you know. Could even try some other colours. Just so it's not all the same kind of stuff, but at the same time, I want to make this like a bland kind of work kitchen, you know. So we'll just make everything kind of white and plain and kind of miserable. Yeah, but I downloaded Unity, but I never know if I should use Unreal or Unity because I think they can both do 2D stuff. But it's just trying to find time to learn how to use the tools, and I don't know, I feel like if I increase my skills in Dreams, I can transfer that to Unreal or Unity. Like if I learn how to sculpt, I've got the confidence to do it. You know, if I'm texturing, if I'm doing level design, I think I need to just build my skills up here first, and then when I'm confident enough, I can, you know, go away and do a bit more on the PC side of things. But we'll see. Because I'm quite ambitious. I like indie games, but at the same time, I have ambitions to make things that are a little more. I don't know how to describe it. Just a little more in depth, you know, like graphics isn't everything, but I think I'm more suited to that style, that realistic 3D style, as opposed to pixel art or hand drawn stuff. Like I'm just not that good at that kind of stuff. Like my brain doesn't work in 2D. It's like I need 3D. I just feel more confident with it. It's like I just see in 3D. I don't see in 2D. Let's do this wee door here. I think you can get away with bad graphics as long as you have atmosphere. I mean, that's true. There's a lot of games that got success by by just being a good game. You know, the graphics don't need to be that great. Like I could do like a simplified 2D as well. Something that's more blocky, kind of, not like Minecraft, but just, okay, this is a tree, the branches are just very simple, the leaves, the bunch of leaves are simple. There's plenty of games out there like that. Hey Reckley, hello, welcome, hope you're doing well. Sorry you're late. Yeah, no worries. We're just texturing a very simple mini fridge. I haven't did the interior yet because I don't know if I'm going to open it yet. But I hope you've been doing well. Making your sword. Cool bro, hope you're well. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I'm just I'm in a good creative mood these days, so I'm hoping to get all the demo environments done within the next few weeks. And then I'm going to excuse me, I'm going to try and sculpt a realistic character and zombie, and depending on how long that takes me to get good at, I might release the demo sooner or later, just depends. But I'm looking forward to seeing your sword get released. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. But yeah, Swickful, about the atmosphere, it's like even if you make okay graphics and then you just turn the lighting down, and then people aren't going to see tons of detail, you know, if the area is already quite dark, you know. Like in this survival horror game, there's going to be different lighting. Sometimes there's going to be a lot of light, sometimes there's not. It's just how I see scene, but I'm just gonna texture everything like there was light, you know. Just kind of mess around a wee bit. So nothing too crazy, just to get a bit more of a shape to it. I don't want to make it too dirty, you know, but I just don't want to make it look brand new. I'll need to put like a plug socket and a wire and everything in at some point. How are you finding the new update? I've only really briefly messed around. Like I wrapped the text around this mug, world's best crinkle, and then when you're finished drinking your tea or your coffee, there's a poop inside. I made that dirty. Like I made this mug really dirty, look at that. It's filthy, it's like it's just not been washed at all. I'm going to test it out soon. What time is it now? So I was just texturing this part and this. So I made these doors. I textured that one, but then I changed the colour just to give it a bit more depth. And then I just like changed the colour on this one and kept the texture, just to save a bit of thermal. There's the wee radiator we made. And I made like the sugar and the coffee. I tried to make glass, right, or plastic. It's not easy, you know, but I tried. Got a wee kettle here, which looks okay. I just need to maybe use the sticker thing to make like a gauge here so you can measure the water. I made a spoon. Lovely wee spoon. And I was experimenting. Hal Schmooman, he reminded me, like, you can actually break objects. You can actually cut them out. Because before, what I was doing, I was getting like the mug and I would like manually cut out bits. But he's like, no, you just use the cut out tool and then you can automatically just like pull everything apart, which is quite handy. So I've did most of the object texturing. I just need to do these damn walls now and the floor, but I don't know what they're going to look like. So yeah, the cutout is extremely handy. I completely forgot about it. It's because I never use it. So what I did was I would get like 2 bottles and I would cut out one and then I would cut out the other one to make the other piece, when I didn't really have to do that, you know. It was all kind of stupid. I don't know if I'm going to make a new floor or just use this one. It's faster, isn't it? Just to use this as a floor, right? Oh, what have I done? For some reason it's snapping. Look. I hate when it does that. It's like, I don't need your help, Dreams, right? Look, it doesn't snap here. It just snaps on this side for some reason. Okay, well that's all I really need. I can change like the detail, I guess, because I've got plenty of thermal to play around with anyway. So since my scenes are quite small, I don't need to worry too much about it. You've done quite a bit of texturing, yeah. Mostly on the outside scene, like the alleyways and stuff. But I'm getting used to it. I mean, it's still quite a simple stage, but I feel like it's good enough. Once I get the lighting in, I think everything will be good. Imprecise move, I call it. Oh, this part makes me rage, because it's like there's no grid snap. You know, grid snap is not on, so why is it snapping? I don't get it. Right, I don't even know what kind of floor or wall I'm going to do. Nah, they just move itself like a ghost. It's an absolute pain. Right, I don't know if I'm going to texture the walls, right? I don't know if I'm going to make like a big one sculpt wall that goes around the whole thing, or if I'm just going to make like a big long wall and then just duplicate it all the way around. I don't know what's the best method. It'd save me texturing if I just did one side, right? I suppose. It's so unreliable at smaller points. I don't get it though. It didn't do it on the other sides. It was just this particular side that it did it. Right. So about the walls and the floor, I don't know what colour they're going to be, what texture they're going to be. But this is basically the staff kind of corridor, right? So they can look a bit bland. It doesn't have to look that great. I think what I'll do is I'll texture like this big wall here, and I'll just duplicate it. Because the walls don't need to be perfect, right? I can have walls sticking out the edges. No one needs to see that, right? So this is just behind the scenes mode. So I don't know how tall I'm going to make this, but let's just say I make it up to here to be safe, right? Right, I need to figure out. I'll do some experiments, right? I'm going to... I'll kind of texture it, right? I'll paint it, and then I'll put the sticker on top, and I'll see if I can blend it together just to see what happens, you know? I'm just going to do a really basic thing here, right? Excuse me. How is your project going anyway, Reckley? Is it going well? In fact, before I do this, right, I'll show you the outside part. Let me save this. I'll show you the difference that the sticker made. So I'll delete the sticker first, right? Right. So this was the scene in the streets, right? Naturally, this is what it looked like. The only thing I was really going to do was like puddles and stuff. But then I put the sticker on top, and then actually turned out really good. I mean, look at that. From that to that, like, it just adds so much more atmosphere. And that's just a text box. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's all it is. and like you can still see like when I put the texturing into the curb and the bits of stone, when you put the snow over it, you can still kind of see some of the detail, especially if you go a bit further back. So I think it looks pretty good. I'll probably do this for the outside parts. Yeah, really well, man. Though every time I think I've finished, I think of something new to add. It's just packed with features, so who knows when I'll finish. It's a typical Reckley stamp of approval, right? It's got to be perfection. I'm just kind of winging things, to be honest. Like, I'm at a point where I've spent too long working on stuff. I just need to get it done and dusted. So let me see if I can remember what I'm doing here. I hear that, I know. Just get it out, just finish the feature, release it, and then I'm sure you can update it later, right? Do something like that. So what is the thing you do? This is the thing I see people doing, right? This is all I do. I know you've got your mad lightsaber technique, but I don't know, when do I use the lightsaber technique? When do I use this technique? I don't know. All I know is this is what worked for me, so I just keep using the same method. Nah, I never update anything once it's out. It's dead to me. You mean nothing to me, Tamagotchi. Nothing. But yeah, I can kind of understand that. You want to move on and work on something new. It's like a relief when you release something. It's like, thank God for that. Don't need to stare at this monstrosity anymore. I don't know what I'll do when I finish this game, you know. It's going to be a massive relief, I think. Let me see here. Need to put it on smear, right? Right, it's a bit big, I think, but a bit smaller. This is all I do now. This is all I do. Make spots in a wall. It's not the most exciting thing, but it's all I know what to do. Bliss. This is the part I hate, actually, because this part's like, you're just like this the whole time, man. Like, if someone walked in on me right now, they'd be like, what are you doing down there, you know? I'm like, I'm just trying to speed up the process, right? I'm not doing anything else. At least with texturing, you can actually see what you're doing right now. It's like, I can kind of see what I'm doing, but I think we're going to get repetitive wrist strain or something when we do all this. The crazy wrist technique, yeah. Plus you got to like spin the L2 and R2 as well, don't you? Just to give it a bit of a variation. I wonder, is there an easier way to do this? A much faster way, maybe. Since my game is contained within rooms, I don't really need to worry about texturing the other side of the wall because you're not really going to go around to the other side. But then part of me thinks maybe I should just texture it anyway, just in case, you know, just in case. Hey Scheme, welcome back. We're just texturing the walls now, the old-fashioned way. And then I'll put a sticker on top and see if I can blend the two techniques together. So that's kind of like one wall kind of done, right? Yeah, so how are you, Scheme? What's going on? Have you tried the new sticker update? If you want it to spin automatically, you can swipe on the big touchpad thing on the controller. That's what it's called. Big touchy pad. Let's see. Does it just keep going? Or does it stop eventually? How fast can it go? Is that as fast as it goes? It works nice to blend them. Keep going. Now people are going to wonder why I'm rubbing myself down here now. Right, we'll see if that works. Oh look, but then you do that and it stops. As soon as you manipulate the camera, it just dies. Oh, screw it. You know what, I'm just going to stick with L2 and rotate it with the sticks. Right, I don't know if I should do both sides. What's the point, right? What is the point? People are going to wonder why I'm rubbing myself. I know, rubbing, doing this, you know. So I imagine when I'm watching Reckless streams, all you can hear is the little thing going like, and I'm like, I can just imagine them going like, you know, like, fucking texture, you bastard. Right, I don't know what colour I'm going to do this, right, so let's make a backup. I don't know how Dreams works, right? See if you texture, if you paint this on one thing, right, and then you paint another colour, and say you layer like 50 colours on top. I don't know if all the colours remain, or if you completely colour a different colour on it, does it take away the colour underneath because you can't see it anymore? I don't know how it works, so I just do that. I wish I could see the texture. My screen quality just went to 240p. Uh-oh, that's not good. I think I'm streaming in 1080p because I'm on the PS5, but that's just what I'm streaming at. It could always change for everybody else. Right, what's a good wall colour? Hey Dark River, welcome back. Stars. Yeah, big Nemesis voice. I would have put more effort into that, but I don't want to break my throat, you know. Hey Stu, nice to see you again. A texture on a wall. You came at the right time. Hope you're doing well with your new Reaper game. Okay. In fact, what am I doing? I have to do high quality. What's this new sticker thing? You basically put the flex from the text box on the top of sculpts. So if you don't want to make rust or blood or snow you can just fire those on and it's good, you're good to go, you know. Right, hold on, let me do this so I can kind of see how it looks. Don't know, I might just do it like that for now, right? Starting to put like some skirting around the doors and stuff. Sounds interesting. Yeah, I'm going to have a go in a minute and see. I don't think I've ever seen a YouTube stream higher quality than 240p, to be honest. So you're telling me all this time you've been watching this in 240p? That's not good. All my HD streams have been going down the drain. This looks good. The job centre. Yeah, this is the new corridor. So built lovely new assets, some tea and coffee, kettles, a spoon, some Bovaretta mugs with a poop emoji on the inside. There you go. I've got my doors textured. Just need to do the walls and the floor now, and this table. And then I'll scatter some of the objects around and do the lighting, and then we'll move on to the records room, which is a lot smaller than the original one, so it's going to be a bit quicker to texture. So I don't know what I'm doing with this wall yet. I'm just going to get the sticker thing out, right? Well done, well done. Right, here it is. Here it is. Right, basically, what you're doing is you're just using the background, and you bring it into the scene, but then you use the sticker mode, and it means that whatever you place it on, it'll actually stick to the wall. It won't float. It'll actually stay there. And there's a bunch of different textures you can do. In here, so you can change it. So you can use this, you know, all these kind of textures. And then you can manipulate them all, so you can like do the strength. If you want more of a splat or you want a bit more definition, you can do the scale of the texture. So it's like all the stuff you could normally do with the text box, but now you're throwing it on a wall. And obviously you can change the colour, so let's say if I want to make something more brown, right? The dots or the hexagons for wall textures are good. They're the dots, aren't they? That's a hexagon, right? Yeah, so you get tons of stuff you can choose from. And you can also take that off, so you can decide what you're going to do with it. So you can put the whole thing on the entire wall if you want. You can also put the opacity down, so it's like, if you want to do like a little stain or something, or water or something, you can do that. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I've not really messed around with this kind of stuff yet. So I'll try and keep it the same kind of colour as the wall. See, I don't like how flecky stuff is, so I need to like scale it down, you know. So like, I think I prefer the circles So you can do tons of different stuff, and you can obviously animate it as well if you want to make like water. Like, you could even use that for the wall as well, like more scratchy. Make it almost match the wall colour, and or make it a bit transparent. That's it. Yeah. Plus you can mess around with this stuff as well. But I'll keep it the way it was. Does that not use a lot of logic memory though? Nope! It's a text box, so it basically uses nothing, right? So you go wild. Cause see how I painted this wall? You saw when I put the paint down on this wall, it added on 2%. But if I just used the default colour in here, and then slapped a texture on top, it would have been even less, you know. Plus you can actually reduce the detail on the wall, so it doesn't actually need to be this smooth, because you're going to put this on top of it, so you can kind of make it look high quality again anyway, you know. But it is a little difficult to get it exactly the colour you want, you know. I think stickers are pretty okay with performance and memory. I've got a huge amount in some of my scenes already, and it's not very laggy. Yeah, I think it's very, very efficient, you know. Alright, so I'll just move this, right? I'll just show you. If you texture the entire wall like this. So like, see, here's the thing I don't understand, maybe you can help me with this scheme. See when you texture a wall, right? As soon as you zoom out, it starts to get all fuzzy, look. It looks awful. For my game I might get away with it because the camera angles are quite close, but even there, look, see how you can see little bits on the edges? Look. So if I've got... Yeah, I fixed that but forgot. You forgot, man. We needed you. We needed you. Almost seems too good to be true. I know. So it's like here you've got a nice smooth thing going, but then as soon as you go like that, it's like, ooh. I wrote it down though, so I'd remember. Find it! Find it! That's the holy grail of text. So this is the only thing stopping me from actually using this, because if I can't fix this, it's gonna be a problem. Something like that can fix it now. Yeah, I don't know how else to fix it, to be honest, unless I just make it like the opacity so low that it's basically not even there, you know. There's a YouTube where engineers speak about the limitations imposed on Dreams. I think they mentioned something like 1,000 gadgets per stream, per scene. That's a lot. I mean, my scenes are quite small because they're just like individual rooms and corridors. Let's see. Just to give it a bit more roughness, I'll put it to 50%, right? See, it starts about here, so you can kind of see it like... The only way to fix it is if I get just close enough, you know. But you can see the dots, the textures I put in, and then you can see the other textures from the text box. Apparently people said you can overlap textures as well, so... let me see. I think I was going to use that scratchy one, wasn't I? I don't know how much that helped, but let me see. if I can change the colour a little bit. Let's see, did that change anything? Kind of overpowers it though, doesn't it? I'll just put like a little bit on top. I don't know, I need to do a lot of experimenting, right? But you've kind of got something going here. So if I delete these two, you can see it does look better than the plain wall, you know. One crazy option is to use logic to change transparency or something when further away. Probably won't work if it's really strong texture though. I wish I could remember what I actually did. It just seems crazy because surely there must be a way to solve this, because I'm sure people said on the MM stream this wasn't happening. So it's like they must have did something to solve this, because for my game I might get away with it, but say you're playing a game where you know, you're like this, you're in first person, and then this is like this. This is game breaking. Like, you just can't use it if it's like this. So that there must be something. There must be something going on. I don't know what, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Right, so I'll get rid of those walls and I'll just duplicate this for now. But yeah, keep me posted if anybody has a solution to the problem. Definitely don't want to have flickering textures, you know. Got some intense music on there, don't we? It's like the tyrant fight went to the opera or something. Oh, it's the pain in the ass boss fight. It's Code Veronica when you're fighting the tyrant on the plane. Oh my god, that was a bloody nightmare. Code Veronica is a weird game. Could it be because the text box flex are so small? Might help if you'd make the flex on the text box bigger. Maybe. I mean, I think when you mentioned that, I tried, and it does help a little bit, but it doesn't eliminate it entirely. Like, if you go back, it eventually will start flickering again. And since my cameras are so close to the walls, if I start making the flex big, they just look ugly, you know. Bovaretta's going off in the background there. My glass almost shattered. Almost. I thought it shattered straight in your eyeball. Right, let me get rid of all of these placeholder walls. See, I'm losing 2% for every wall. Fantastic. Yeah, you should definitely play the old Resident Evil games if you want to get hyped for my game. If you play Code Veronica though, it's a weird game. Weird game. So this will look better once I put the skirting around the door. Plus I'm going to maybe put like a map on the wall or something that you can pick up here. But look, 8% I just lost because I deleted that wall. It's crazy how some walls can take up so much thermal, you know. But I always had a problem, like in Little Big Planet, it was the same thing. Like, what colour should my walls be? What colour should my floor be? you know, trying to like make sure I get everything all correct, you know. So I'm probably going to just put these placeholders down and then I'll change as I see fit. The agony of choice, I know. You're like, oh, this grey is not doing it for me, so you know, you come in here and you go, you know what? It just needs a little, just a, right, that's it. That's the grey I was looking for. That's it. Just a slight point on the scale makes all the difference. I used to like making my own textures on Little Big Planet because, you know, you could like use the sticker paint thing and then you could make your own stickers. Used to love doing that. I hate deciding colours because I always change it and it takes forever. I know it's got to match, right? If my walls and my flooring are, if they're not matching, then I'm just going to look like a fool. You know? It's not going to be like, oh, who designed the job centre? No, it was who designed this game. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Right, there's a wee bit of a seam, but could bring it up like that. Let me see. Yeah, there's too much on display here. See, that looks like a good texture. See, when you blend two walls together, they kind of make this weird kind of rough edge, but it looks alright. I go to one of those fancy palette creator websites and choose a nice one, otherwise I spend too much time choosing good enough for the stuff I do. Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. I think I'd need to be like, what matches, what goes well. So if I'm using this grey wall, what kind of floor can I use? Because if I use a grey floor, maybe in real life it looks okay, but in a game, it's going to look like trash, man. Well, at least we've got everything surrounding them now. So there we go. It looks messed up, but just remember when you're playing the game, you ain't going to see it. Plus, it also helps, like, that studio lighting I've got on, even with this lighting, it's not what you want, right, but I'll need to put, like, my own lighting in, and then things will look a bit better as well. So it's not just the colours of the walls and the floor, but the lighting itself will look really good as well. That music was Bovaretta going to the bathroom. Frantic style. Okay, I'm going to put that back on for now. So the floor, it's not going to be textured like a wall, right? It's going to be, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, you know, when paint kind of blends, you know, you get that kind of texture on the floor where it's like light and dark and it's all swiveling together. So I'm not going to paint over it, right? I'm just going to use this. But I don't even know, what would I do? Have you learned how to do lighting yet, LBA? Not professionally, but I guess I know how to do some stuff, maybe. Let's see. Right, I'll make it like this, and then I'll put another mad texture on it. Hey Dreddy, nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. How was your day, LBA? It's not too bad. You can see the thumbnail here. We went from this to basically this. So I textured some stuff here, some stuff here. I'm going to do this table. Doing the floors and the walls just now, and then once we're happy with that, with the colours and everything, we'll start to put the objects around, and I need to put like the wood around the doors and around the wall to frame everything. So for now, let me just let me steal one of these, and then right, so we'll put it in here. So that's what you need, right? You need it to be facing a certain angle. And then you can start to texture the floor, you know. So for me, that's probably what I'm going to use most of these stickers for, the floors and the walls, because when you texture objects like this, putting little bits of dirt in and stuff, I like doing that, but when it comes to like floors and stuff, I find it really hard to texture because it's such a big surface. Right, I need to figure out what I'm doing here. Didn't want to move it, I just wanted to extend it. Let me see. Just look at the floor. How do people do self shading? I'm a noob. I've never tried it. I do want to try though. I think it would be cool to see how it works, you know. I've mostly just been focusing on like more realistic stuff. But see how the floor looks a lot better the way it's textured now, just with the sticker that we used. Let me see if this is the one we want to use. Right, that looks like trash. That could be good for a carpet though. So the circle looks good. Guess they look okay. That looks okay. Some of them are quite similar. That one's quite good if you want a more rougher. Maybe that's good for outdoors. I think that's what I used for the snow as well. Then you get some scribbly kind of stuff. That's for blood. So it depends what you're going for. Some of the stuff looks a bit fancy, but I think I'll just keep the circles. The scale. See, people said you can also animate this if you want to make like sand blow in the wind and stuff. You can do stuff like that. Okay. Right, when I've got that on top, if I edit the colour of the bottom, right, it's still stronger than the top part, right? Could make a dark floor like that. It's kind of like an office. I don't know. Could even try and make it more of a shiny floor as well, you know. Not too shiny though. I don't know. It's hard to say. Gonna have to do a lot of experimenting, I think. What is this? Right. Let me get the bits around the doors now. I think I'll actually group it to the door, or will I? Yeah, let's do it. It saves me doing it over and over again, right? The great thing they did is stickers only work with objects in their group. You can put fake static lights on your puppet that won't affect the scenery or the objects around. That's pretty cool. Yeah, fake shadows, that would be good. Saves me using spotlights to try and figure something out. I can just use a fake shadow maybe. Maybe that would be good. Right, I'm going to put a... Hold on. I need to take the... It's in here, isn't it? The mid surface snap off. There you go. Nice little tip being shared. Always appreciated. Once I get to the lighting, I'm going to try and get this scene looking as good as I can. With all the objects scattered around, and then I'll put the lighting in, and we'll see what I'll do with the fake shadows. Because I know you can turn off the shadows from the spotlight, and then it'll save a lot of thermal as well, wouldn't it? Don't know how thick I'm going to make these, to be fair. Oops. Would that be thick enough, do you think? Have a wee look at my own door. Make sure it's all good. Oh, look at that, perfect. I nailed it. I nailed the height perfectly, look at that. Beautiful. Looks okay. And in this big empty space here, I'm going to put like a map that you can pick up so you can see all the locations and stuff. I think the original corridor I made, the walls were kind of like a cream colour. Suppose I could experiment. But it makes it more, I felt like the original corridor was too warm. You know, I want to make this kind of cold and kind of lifeless in a way that's kind of, not scary, but like kind of just lifeless. You don't want to be there. Stretch. There we go. So at least we got the one for the door. And then I can just keep these ones together, right? So if I want to just... hold on. Save me taking the whole door, I'll just fire these here just now. I just need to group one because I just need to save one so I can take it into other scenes. The rest don't really matter. You know, but I'll still need to texture it and everything. I'll just get like an outline first. Try to think of the best way. Oops. Because the other thing is, if you texture this and then I put it here, I'd have to duplicate it, or I could just make a full one that goes around the whole room and I'll just texture the whole thing. Because the only thing about copying stuff is that sometimes they leave a mark, like a seam, and I hate it. Whereas if I just sculpt it all as the one thing, like I don't mind doing it on like a scene by scene basis. Is that enough? Yeah. This is the stuff I used to do in Little Big Planet, because I used to build like sets and stuff. So I used to do all this kind of stuff. This wall here, I don't know if I'll have like stuff on the wall or if it'll just be things stacked up against the wall, or if the camera won't even, you know, show you. Maybe the camera's like on this side, you know, and you don't really see too much of the wall. I'll still need to work on my cameras, but there'll definitely be something in the corner here, like one of these big shelf units with some boxes and stuff lying around here. Yeah, let me see if I can overlap. I don't think I can because of the door. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to make two separate ones. Oh wait, it kind of worked. Yeah, the door's just in front of it, that's good. So then I don't need to worry about making a little bit here and then another bit over here. It's funny, I copied that and it took away 1%. I've never seen that before. That is just strange. There's going to be things in front of these as well, so I don't know how many you're going to see, you know. Let's see, is that too much? But it's good that it's slowly coming to life, because you know when you stare at that basic scene for so long, it's like it just looks so unfinished, you know. But I'll get most of this done today. The only thing I need to add is finish this, texturing all of those on the top and the bottom. Adding the map here, finishing this brush that I need to do the bristles for and texture that. Get all these objects the boxes, the tray, the shelf, and just throw them all around and make chaos. Then I'll do the lighting. So hopefully by some point this week this scene will be completely done, and then the next time we go live we can do the inside of the records room, which is, as you can see here, it's like this kind of size, so it's a lot smaller than the previous one I made. And there's only a few items I need to make for it, assets. So I've made a file cabinet, I've made some file folders, a file binder. I just need to make a little PC, another little shelf for the binders, and then I think that's everything for that scene. Okay. Oh, where is it? Where did it go? Oh, I dropped it there, but it was like stuck in the wall. Right, let's put this here. It's looking great, thank you. It's kind of peeking through the door here, so I'm going to have to just either move it back a little bit, just so it's not going in front. This sticker thing has warped my weak little mind. It's good. It's like, it comes in handy for mostly outside things, I feel. Like if you want to texture a road or something, you could, I mean that looks alright, but you can probably use a better fleck and cover your entire road and it will look good, as opposed to sculpting a road and then it, I don't know, it just doesn't have the depth, you know. And if you can't really paint it because it's like, I don't know, you need something a bit more gritty. Like imagine you were to manually paint this, oh my god, that would be a nightmare. So it's definitely going to help a lot of people that don't know how to spray paint texture or create different kinds of textures. So it's going to be good. Is that everything? I'll bring it in. It's not quite lined up to the door ones, but I think it's okay. So now we've got a full border, and then all we need to do is copy it to the top just in case. I don't know if the camera's going to go this high because the roof is probably going to be I don't know what the roof's going to be, man. Just depends if the camera can see it, otherwise who cares, right? So I'll just put that there for now. So I'll need to texture it anyway, then copy it again, put it back up there, texture this, and then I'll replace the ones around the doors. Still need to put the one around that door there. I'll do it quickly just to fill in the gap for now, just to see what it looks like. Okay. So at least the white door is easier to see now because of the border. So yeah, I'll texture those. Again, I could probably use the sticker as well, right? And that could probably save me a lot of time, but I kind of feel like painting it. But just for now, right? I'll put a sticker on top of it, just so we can get an idea. What colour trim you having? Oh my god, that's like, what colour the wall's going to be, the floor, the trim. I was thinking just like a brown, like a light brown maybe. You know, just something simple. As long as it blends okay with these doors, I'm happy. Just eating my dinner while watching you lay something I've been doing all day in real life. Really? You've been doing the borders on the doors and stuff? That's the funny thing. I know how to do this expertly in Dreams, but in real life, no. No, no, no. Right, what are we doing here? Let me grab one of these. And then I'm going to put it into the... Let me see. Did I do that right? Okay. Let me just do that for now, right? Don't know how that's going to look. If real life had an undo button, I know. One day, once we manipulate time and space, we'll get there. Right. Let me see. Okay. Oops. See how it only goes on the front ones because it's only facing on the front. So if you want to do it on the other sides, I'll need to make a duplicate on the other sides. Right, so you can see the mad texture here, right? Let me take this off. Let me just change the colour a bit here. That's a weird mixture, isn't it? It's like lava. Then before I change the other colour inside, I'll just see what the other flecks look like. So, like from a distance, that would be fine because it's more thick, you know. Got the circles, got this one. This one it looks more like the wood strokes, you know. I could do something like that and then like change the colour a bit. Make this kind of brown now. And then you see the scratches look a bit better along it. Try angling the sticker down a little bit so it hits the top of the rim also. Yeah, good point. Like that. See, that looks like a good texture for the wood. Let me just double check. Because again, I can change like all this stuff as well. Yeah, I quite like 11. You can always change the size as well, but I like the smaller details, you know. I have that one for wood tops. I really hope I make a bunch more stickers now. Yeah. And then we'll essentially have textures as well, which would be really good. Like if you could wrap, like if you want to make a tree and then you just like wrap a wood that looks like a tree, you know, it just makes it so much easier. But see, if I was to like paint that, that would be difficult, you know. I think if I just spray painted it, it would give it more of a flat look. But at least now we can add some extra texture on top, and it's like, for me, you're not really going to see much of it because my camera's going to be zoomed out, but you can still kind of see some texture. But it's there, that's the main thing. So the angular thing actually helps get the rest of the stuff textured. That's quite good actually. Saves me doing multiple angles. So there you go. Tilt it if you want to target everything. In certain lighting you'll probably see it. Yeah. Exactly. Plus, originally I was thinking like these scratch marks, if I change the colour to like white or something, like a lighter brown, it's like it's been kind of chipped. So all I need to do now is to do it on this door, and then just copy it over for the other doors, and I can probably just re-highlight this one up here, just in case the camera goes up here. I don't think it will, but it's good to cover your bases. So there you go. So I'll cover that bit. I'll mess around with other textures because maybe I could put like splat, some kind of faded splat on the wall as well. It's maybe like a slightly different colour, just to make it look like the walls maybe need another painting, you know. I just add a small sticker for grime at the bottom of doors and trim, just in the odd place or two. Could just paint it, but I love stickers around the handles too. Yeah, I mean, I've already painted this, so what I said earlier on the stream was that if you paint stuff, it's kind of permanent, whereas if you put a sticker down, you can always change it, change the colour, position, so it's a bit more easier. Whereas painting, it's like you need to be sure, like this door is going to be like this, you know, on the bottom. So I'll play around with the stickers, I'll redo this part. Same with this broom, I was going to like texture it all, like spray paint it, but I could probably just throw a sticker on it, right? Because it's a small detail, you're not really going to see it that much. So same with the boxes, like I kind of put like a texture on this to make it look a bit worn, but I might try everything with stickers, like the radiator. Like it's got its texture, it's got the dirt on it, but it could probably use a sticker so it doesn't look so flat. So I might just texture everything, like stuff like this. I don't know if I'll put a sticker on it because it's kind of smooth, you know, but other things that I feel might benefit from it, I'll probably just slap a sticker on it, and we'll see how it goes. But the walls are already looking good, just need to figure out what colour I'm going to do everything in. So I'll be changing a lot of things, especially with the lighting, and eventually we'll get a scene that looks pretty good. Yeah, stickers give unique looking assets. Yes, everything could use a sticker. Just sticker everything. Why not? Same with this gold, right? I made this gold. I don't know if I'll do gold or silver, but this plaque, if I put a sticker on it, maybe it won't look so flat, right? Maybe it'll look like it's got little scratches on it or something. I don't know. But yeah, the future's bright with stickers. Bright indeed. So I'll wrap up the stream now. What I'll do is I'll just, like I said, I'll texture the outside of the door panels here. I'll play around with different stickers to see if I can add a little bit more texture around the place, choose different colours, see what I'm happy with, and then I'll probably just throw some of these objects around the place and do some really basic lighting just to get the scene roughly what I want it to look like, and then I can alter stuff. So for the next survival horror stream, I'll probably show off this area, but we'll mostly focus on the records room and possibly the bathroom that's going to be in here. So I'm going to sculpt some cubicles, some sinks, toilet paper, a big bin, you know, cleaning supplies, all these kind of things. So that'll be the plan for the next survival horror stream, which might be on Wednesday if I'm available. The only other project that I'm sculpting on right now is like a sci-fi one I'm working on. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow to take a bit of a break. But there's no reference images, I'm just creating on the fly. But I think for the survival horror, Wednesday and Friday is probably a good balance, so I'm not doing it like every day and going crazy. Survival horror stream every Monday. Pretty much, that's what I've been doing for the past few weeks now, so I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. Ideally, I want to stream as many days as I can. Right now I'm thinking like if I can target Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the survival horror, and then if there's a bonus stream on Tuesday and Thursday, then I'll do something else, but it's obviously not guaranteed. So I'll just save this scene. Goodbye, old crappy thumbnail. So if I stream tomorrow, it'll probably be something else, but if you want to see the survival horror stuff, I'm looking to Wednesday. And I'm hopeful by the end of October we can get at least all of the areas of this building done, and then I can start sculpting the character and the zombies and get everything all ready for the playable demo. So thanks everyone for tuning in today. It's been a very productive stream, I think. Got to try out the new sticker mode, and still a lot of experimenting to do, but that's the fun part. Alright bro, take care, talk to you soon man. Thanks very much, Reckley. Can't wait to see more of your project. Sounds good, great stream. Thanks game. So I'll see you guys on the next stream then. So take care everyone, take care Stu, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.